Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first part of our In God's Country tutorial. Um, I want to just say right off the bat, I've been meaning to get right on this, but there have been a couple of delays. But I'm here now, and we're ready to do this. Um, so, this first part, we're not going to cover a whole lot. We're only going to get through the introduction, the first verse, and the first chorus, because I really want to nail this down for you guys before we move on to any other sections of the song. So, uh, in the first video, there's already been a video in this series that covered the sound. So we've already covered the sound for In God's Country, and if you need to reference that, you can go back and find that. I'll put a link in the description. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description, but we should be good to go here for this part. We can just jump right in and start covering. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the intro. And if you have your settings, or if you're ready at your computer or whatever it is, if you have your settings, the first part of the song involves harmonics. And the harmonics are played on the 7th fret. So let me adjust the computer screen so you can see what I'm playing right here. I'm using a Strat, and we're in standard tuning for the cover that I made. So the backing track that I played along to was in standard tuning. I don't know what tuning the album version is, so I think it might be standard tuning, but you may need to tune down a half step. You may not, but I don't know for sure what tuning the album version is in. But let me adjust our screen. All right. So hopefully this is good enough camera angle. So the first part for In God's Country kicks off on the 7th fret. G and D string harmonics. So first harmonic is the first note starts on the G string. So I'm probably going to turn off delay and amplitude. So let me do that. All right, so I'm just going to bypass the delay and amplitude so you can hear this clearer. So that's the introduction in harmonics. It's just going to be G and D string harmonics, kind of similar to Exit. Remember G and D string harmonics and Exit? Well, you're going to play it like this. So the way that I played it in my cover was playing G, then D string, then G, then D string, then G, then D string, and then D string 2 more times. So just like that at the end. And then the echoes will do their own thing. So the main thing to keep in mind is when you're playing that is to let the echoes work for you instead of trying to work against the echoes. Let the echoes create most of the sound and most of the feel. Don't worry about how many times you play the note. It's just going to be like that. And it'd be a good idea to palm mute. So I think the intro does that like 2 times, and then it kicks into this chord part way down on the fretboard, and he slides it down. So you're basically going to form a D-shaped chord way down here on the 12th fret, and you're going to slide it down here. And this is a really recognizable riff from this album. And it kind of goes like this. So I've been having tuning issues all day. I just want to get that out of the way. My guitar has been sitting in my car for the last couple of days in the heat, and so it's having a few tuning issues. That's all on me. I need to do a better job getting my guitar in the house. So I've been having some tuning issues, so I may have to stop and tune, and this may be out of tune, but anyway. You're going to form a D-shaped chord at the 12th fret. And so 12th fret of the G string, then 13th fret of the B string, and 12th fret of the E string. So D-shaped chord, and you're only playing those 3 notes. So you can probably like try to get your thumb over like this to kind of mute these strings, because you're going to want to kind of have your hand going up like that. That G string, probably don't worry too much about the G string, but you're just trying to play these 3 notes that you're fretting. And then you're going to slide that down 2 frets over. So same chord shape, just down 2 whole frets for each finger. And this is a D chord, actually a D. It's just 1 octave higher. So you can basically take a D from all the way down here, and you're playing that's a D, and this is a D, but it's all the way down here. Same note, same chord, but it's just an octave higher. But you're just gonna slide. You're gonna slide that chord down here, and then you're gonna bring it back. It's a really good idea when you play this chord to slide it. So you could probably strum it once, or strike it once, and then slide. So like that. So hit it and then immediately slide down the fretboard. For the exact rhythm, you may need to listen to either my cover, or you can listen to the actual album version or live versions that U2 have actually played. So that's that part. And that's the whole first verse. Now, on the screen capture, I want to show you my cover so we can look at what we just covered. Okay, so let's... All right, so... All right, so we're going to go back, and on the screen capture, let's check out the version that I did and see what we've covered up to this point.
One, two, 3.
All right, so turning back to me, we just covered the whole intro. That's the whole intro right there. Very simple, not difficult. And then it goes into the verse, which is not difficult at all. The verse is going to start off, there's 2 parts to the verse. So the first part of the verse, you're just going to play chords. There's 2 chords, and it's D and A minor chords. So you could just form a D shape. I don't play with that middle finger here. I take that off and leave it open. I don't remember if that's a D sustain chord. Can't remember exactly the name, but it's a D chord, and it's open. So the E string is open. So, and that's your whole verse for the chords. There's 2 parts to this verse, but you're going to play D, and that's the whole first verse. So just D and A minor. Really simple. I don't think I need to cover much more than that. That's the first part. The second part of the first verse, and this goes for the second verse as well. Then you're gonna do a little lead part, and you're just gonna be playing on one string, and that's the high E string, all the way down here. So you're gonna come all the way down to the 17th fret of the E string. So that is the only string you're playing here. You're fretting here. And you're going to slide that to the 15th fret. And that's the little lead part before it goes into the chorus. You'll see this whenever I bring up the cover that I did. But you're going to just fret 17, 15, 19, 15, and then go back to the 17 and play that whole part again. So when you're playing this, what I do, and I think what Edge does, is he frets it with his ring finger on the E string, and then he mutes the rest of the strings using his index and his middle finger like this. So you're fretting, but you're muting with these other two fingers. And the reason he does that is to fill out the sound a little more. So you hear the note ringing, but you also hear these muted strings like that, kind of like that. And with delay, you can really get a cool effect when you play kind of like that with the strings muted. So here's how I play it. Give me a second to figure it out. So 17, 15, 19, 15, 17. And then it goes into the chorus. So that's really simple. And then the chorus, this is the last part we're going to cover before I cut it. But the chorus, the first chorus and the second chorus, both are just a little bit different. But you're only playing chords for the choruses. So the first chorus, it starts off with an E minor chord. So you can just go like that. You can just play it like that. It's just E minor. You can just strum through once, let the chord ring out, and then go to the next chord. Of course, in time with the song. So the first chord is E minor, and then the second chord is G, and then quickly go to D after that, and then back to E minor again. You know, sleep comes like a drug in God's country, sad eyes, crooked crosses, something like that. You know the chorus. I think in my cover I kind of mixed it up. Now you can strum once like that, like I was saying earlier, or you can play it kind of the way that I did it, a little bit choppy, kind of like this. So after you play the chorus, those are the only 3 chords you need for the chorus. You're going to go back to the intro part. And then back into the verse again, and the same thing applies to the second verse as the first verse, where in the second verse you're just going to do the same thing, the D and A minor chords. And then you're going to go back to that lead part all the way down here. So that is all that we've covered. So let's check that out on the cover that I made. we'll pick it up right here in the next video in this series from the second chorus and on to the end of the song. It changes a little bit in the second chorus. We'll cover the chorus, the little lead up to the solo, and then the guitar solo, and then the end of the song. There's not a whole lot to the song, kind of like Exit. There's not a whole lot to the song. It's not that difficult when you break it down, but that's what I'm trying to do here, is break it down for you and make this easier to understand. Anything else? Oh yeah, herd and pick. Very important thing to have is a herd and pick. If you can get your hands on one, or it doesn't even have to be herd 'em. It can just be a dimpled pick. The dimples help create that U2 sound when they strike the strings. It creates this chimey signature, the edge sound. And the way that I play with a herd and pick is I like to hold it from the pointed end. So most traditional guitar players would hold it like this and play, like that. I like to hold it the other way, and so does the edge from the pointed end, and the dimpled end is striking the strings to create his signature guitar sound. That's just something that I don't think that I've mentioned much in previous videos, and I wanted to bring that up. They're herd 'em picks. I'll actually put a link in the description if I can remember to do that, to direct you guys to where you can maybe buy some, or if you can maybe Google and find some close to where you live or something. But it's just convenient to have these. They're made in Germany, so you can do some Google or internet search on these. So I'll see you guys in part 2.